going on? How's everyone doing?
Shout out to Colin. Everybody else who's cool with Colin.
Chucky, I didn't say.
Get your popcorn and your Coca-Cola and relax.
Anyway, tell Colin I'm ready.
What's going on? This is Colin. How's everybody doing? I hope you're having a great day so far. I've got a sovereign citizen. Now, I do want to be clear that I don't think he says one sovereign citizen thing from the script in this video. This is the conclusion of his case. I think I have at least two other videos, if not three, of Mr. Hargrove. So I'm putting out the conclusion just so I can group them all together and let you guys know how the case ended. But it does actually end today. He finally gets through his plea deal without messing it up. So, that being said, before I hit that play button, you know what to do. Hit the like and subscribe. Do your jump kick backflips. Let's go.
Ms. Parker, do we have Mr. Hargrove present?
Yes.
You let him in, please. All right, thank you. We're going to call Mr. Hargrove's case. People versus Ronald Hargrove, file 24-43189-ST. We are here for a jury status conference. If I could have the appearance of counsel, please.
Amanda Brooker appearing on behalf of people.
Gary Gilo on behalf of Mr. Hargrove.
Mr. Gilo, have you had, since the last court hearing, have you had sufficient time to speak with your client?
I have, Your Honor. We would ask you to accept a plea agreement of no contest to count one for lack of memory, and the second offense notice would be dismissed.
That is a correct statement, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Hargrove, do you understand what the attorneys have just said to me?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you are currently charged with driving with a license suspended as a second offender. The second offense notice increases the penalty up to 1 year and or $1,000 fine. The first offense notice, which is what you're going to be pleading to, has a maximum of 93 days and or a $500 fine. Do you understand the difference between those two things?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm going to inform you of certain rights that you have right now that you would be giving up if you wish to enter a plea. So I want you to listen carefully. You have the right to have a trial by a judge or by a jury. You have the right to see, hear, and question any witnesses at that trial. You have the right to call witnesses to speak for you at trial and to get an order called a subpoena to require those witnesses to appear and testify on your behalf. You have the right to be a witness for yourself or to remain silent as you choose. And if you choose to remain silent, that silence cannot be used against you because you have an absolute right against self-incrimination. You also have the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt and to have that burden of proof be on the prosecutor at all times. If you enter a plea today, all of those trial rights would be waived or would be given up. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
You retain your right to have your attorney assist you at any trial or at any plea that you have, like Mr. Gilo is doing today. Has anybody promised you anything or threatened you in any way to get you to plead guilty?
No contest, Judge.
I'm sorry, no contest. Thank you, Mr. Gilo. Has anybody promised you anything or threatened you in any way to get you to plead no contest, Mr. Hargrove?
No, Judge.
Are you doing so of your own free choice and free will?
Yes.
Raise your right hand so I can swear you in, sir. You swear the testimony you're about to give would be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
All right. Mr. Hargrove, are you pleading guilty or pleading no contest because you want me to accept that just like I would a guilty plea?
Yes.
All right. You understand that a no contest plea has the same effect as a guilty plea? You simply don't have to tell me what it is that you did, but the consequences will be the same. You understand all of that?
Yes. I wanted to simply, to give you a simple explanation of what happened, but
you're going to have an opportunity to do that in just a minute. But I simply want you to make sure that you understand what your rights are. All right.
Appreciate that.
Mr. Gilo, what is it that you want me to use as a factual basis to establish the charge?
You should have an affidavit of probability there.
I can send one down if the judge does not. This may have been a ticket arraignment, so I'm not sure if the court would have that or not.
I do have an affidavit of probable cause. Let me get it out. All right, Mr. Hargrove, there is in some cases prepared what is called an affidavit of probable cause. It is a short summary prepared by the prosecutor's office of what they believe the facts of the case are. Do I have your permission to review that as the basis for your no contest plea?
Please.
All right, let me do that.
All right, I think there's about 30 seconds of dead air right here while the judge reads. I will say, this isn't the most exciting case, but again, it's the conclusion of Mr. Hargrove's case. I will put the links to his other videos in the description. So if you have not seen them, please go check them out. They are very entertaining.
All right, I reviewed the affidavit of probable cause.
This is absolutely the furthest he's made it in a court hearing. Generally, he starts asking questions, and yeah, it just goes downhill from there. But all right, let's finish this one up.
Cause signed in October of 2024. It indicates that in the city of Gaylord and Otsego County on or about October the 11th of 2024, there was a traffic crash. The police investigated, were called to the scene, were informed by the driver of the vehicle that was hit, rear-ended, which was on West Main Street near the intersection of Dickerson Road, that the other driver had made an admission of not having a license. Police interviewed the other driver. He was identified by his identification card as Ronald Hargrove II, and he admitted to the police that he did not have a driver's license and was suspended. I find that that is a proper factual basis for the driver's license suspended, and will accept the no contest plea, finding it was entered knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily. Mr. Gilo, is it your intention to proceed directly to sentencing?
Yes, Judge.
Ms. Bruker, any objection?
No, Your Honor.
Allocution, Mr. Gilo.
Judge, I'd ask the court to just assess the minimum fines and costs relative to this case. Mr. Hargrove has some medical issues that he has to deal with. And it's not a, I don't believe that there, excuse me, but I don't believe that there's any restitution that has to be ordered on this particular case either. So with that said, I'd ask the court maybe a short term of probation, if any.
Ms. Bruker, your comments?
I just note he's suspended for 625 offenses. He's been suspended for quite a while. That's all I really wanted to make the court aware of.
All right, Mr. Hargrove, you now have an opportunity to tell me anything that you want about this particular case and about your circumstances. You do not have to make a statement, but you're certainly able to do so if you want to. So go ahead, sir.
Thank you. I'll keep it short. I had hired a driver to go with me, and he had some mental problems, and he jumped out of the car while in motion and ran down the freeway, told me he was going to kill himself. So I tried to do what I had to do to try to retrieve him, and I got and in this process I broke the law, and I really didn't even have time to think, and I apologize. And I just I'm caught in a vicious circle, you know, of going to the doctors and having to do things, you know, getting stuck driving sometimes, and I just hate it. I feel like a prisoner in my own home. I feel like I don't have the right to praise my God, go to church. I just feel like a prisoner in my own home. It's just a vicious circle I can't get out of, and I'm very upset.
I can tell that you are upset, sir, and I'm sorry that you feel that way, and I wish there was something I could do to help you with that. But going out and driving isn't going to help that situation at all when you have a suspended license. And unfortunately for you, in this case, you got yourself into an accident, and the police had to be called. So all I can say is you have to do what you have to do. And in this case, what you have to do is not drive when you don't have a driver's license. And even though you may feel overwhelmed at times, there are good folks in town who will assist you with where you need to go and what you need to get. So plug yourself into one of the churches or one of the charitable organizations. There's lots of people in this town that want to help people. So
All right, I can't just let that one go. He was on the highway and his driver jumped out of a moving vehicle. Now, I'm not saying that didn't happen, but that seems a little bit of a stretch, right? I mean, that's the kind of thing that happens in movies. He's also pleading no contest for the reasons of you have to have a reason to plead no contest. You can't just plead no contest. And his reason was lack of memory. Sounds like he remembered it pretty well. The story just isn't really that believable. It might be. It might be.
give them an opportunity to do that for you, sir.
I'm in the back of the woods over here, and I don't have that opportunity like you do in Gaylord, as you say. And I get very nervous with most people that drive, so it's very hard to find someone to travel with.
Well, it's a hard road to hoe if you're trying to do everything on your own. We are meant for relationships and helping each other out. So let the people around you do that. All right. As to today, all right. Anything else you want to say, sir?
No, I'm just overwhelmed.
Well, I am going to simply impose the minimum fines and costs and the minimum normal sentence that we do. I'm not going to add to your burden any more than I absolutely have to. So I'm going to say there's a crime victim fee of $75. There's a justice assessment of $50. Court costs of $50. Local charge of $15. Fine of $25. Can you pay that in full today?
If I was in the area, I can do it tomorrow.
It's $215.
All right.
How long do you think it would take you to pay that?
I can pay it tomorrow. If I live in St. Helen.
All right. I'll give you 7 days to do that.
Thank you.
Ms. Bruker, is there any request from the prosecution that I place him on probation for any term? I know you said that would be okay with you, but is there anything specific that you want to have happen on probation?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I'm simply going to leave him with the fines and costs. Sir, if you pay that off within 7 days, you won't have to be on probation. I won't have to add any fees to that. So you're going to get out of this with $215 in fines and costs with 7 days to pay, and you won't be on probation. However, if you don't do that, then I do have to put you on probation to extend the time for you to pay that off. You understand what I'm saying to you?
I think you're more than fair.
All
And I
right.
appreciate you.
That will be the order of the court then, sir. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
That's all for.
All right, that's it. Yeah, like I said, this wasn't the most exciting case, but I do want to show you the conclusion because the last couple cases the last couple hearings were good. They were good ones, and I don't like to leave you hanging. So here's the conclusion. Remember check out the other links in the description if you haven't seen this guy. But yeah, it's he generally asks questions and just confuses everyone in the room. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please hit that like button if you did. Until next time, bye.
Today.
And a nice weekend.
You too.